It has begun.
Something awful.
No!
Just happened. Who died?
Chloe?
Yep.
Predictably.
Makes sense.
Get her done.
Speaking of my next set of headphones are probably going to be like yours. I like that way that sat, except that your head is dramatically larger than mine.
Get fucked.
Was that an insult? It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't meant to be hurtful. My head is oddly shaped.
I just wasn't expecting that to be like way you described it.
No, my head is a fucking cylinder.
I'm gonna get a headset like yours, but I can't get the same size as yours, egghead.
I don't feel like I called you an egghead.
Stupid big ass head.
Fucking
POV,
big-ass
you're Jimmy Neutron.
he who's over here.
So true.
POV, you're Hey Arnold.
Oh god.
POV, you're Stewie Griffin. Why are there so many fucked up heads?
Wide load.
So no head.
So no head.
Anyways. Anybody want to do the recap, or should I?
Go ahead, Chloe.
My time to shine.
Oh.
Did somebody volunteer?
All right. So
Hey.
we last session, okay, 2 sessions ago we had identified a smoke cloud actively chasing a motorcycle, or rather, the motorcycle was creating a smoke cloud and a bunch of shapes were moving in it. So last session we went, yeah, let's go ahead and try to help these motherfuckers, and got their attention using a couple of very loud methods. Where we found a couple of scientists that were like running for their fucking life from fractals on a bike that was on its last fucking legs. So we flagged them down, got them to start moving over towards us, and we all did some like dope fucking shit in the low gravity of this mana storm that we're in, and managed to rescue these individuals. And then chase away the fractals through Hirieth's very clever rope work that just fucking slammed the fractal into the ground, snapping its neck, and then chasing all of them away because she managed to hit the big goober in the center that was like leading the charge with the pack. We met our 2 scientist friends, including a younger dark elf woman named Dr. Seun Loon, and an older, pudgy-looking man with a sandy beard and a bald-shaved head named Dr. Caden Earn. Both of whom apparently came from Site 7, and were grateful that we were on our way back, since they were only supposed to be out for like an expedition of the area that Site 7 has been doing routinely recently. So yeah, we made food, sat down and kind of listened to their story a bit, and then the 2 of them went and fucked off to the nap dimension because they were understandably very exhausted.
I believe I had. You had asked them how long they had been running, and I think they said something along the lines of around 9 hours.
Yeah, that would fucking do it.
Me when I'm trying to be next in line at Costco.
For real.
I don't know. I just imagined that like a Scooby-Doo ass chase where just everyone in the chase just stops and fills up with gas and eats some food before the chase continues for another 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That would be so hilarious.
I believe they also mentioned that the party they had originally trekked out with was a party of 24, and they were the only 2 who, at least to their knowledge, survived.
Yes. There's also the elusive higher-ups at Site-7, who are unnamed.
As of now.
Referred to as the ambiguous they.
So.
Anyways, that's what I got.
Yippee! Thank you.
You're welcome. I take note.
You do, and you do them well.
Yippee.
So, with that, I believe that they had went to sleep around mid-afternoon. So, you guys have what I believe is about...
Oh, my audio cut.
What's up? Hello?
Hello?
Hello,
Can
hello.
you hear?
No, I can't.
Oh shit.
My audio just fucking crashed because my computer's fucking dying.
So true.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
There you are. Hi.
The animatronics tend to get a little bit quirky at night.
Like,
In the background, Fetty Fazbear. Yeah.
Fetty Fazbear? As opposed to Fetty
Hey, what Fazbear?
I hate it here. Anyways, according to both of the scientists as well as your GPS, you have just under a day left to get there, to get to Site-7.
As in time constraint of 1 day or time until arrival?
Time until arrival.
Okay, I was like, fuck, was there a fucking time limit on this?
No.
And there was an expectation that we would be traveling a week in total.
Give or take. Thankfully, communication between, here and home isn't particularly difficult. I believe, Hiriath, you wanted to start with something.
Yeah, I want to keep it some degree on the down low for the time being.
Okay.
At least until it's completed.
Give me a... You're not proficient with it, so you're not going to get many bonuses.
I mean, wasn't I doing the skinning and whatnot?
Separate thing.
A separate thing?
I would say just give me a straight dexterity check for this.
Big. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm so happy, in fact, I just opened the calculator on my cell phone.
Nice.
2 plus 2.
20 cheese.
22.
It's gonna come out to a 17.
17? Alright. We will keep track of that for later then.
Oh, thank you.
I'm literally just gonna do this. There you go. So, it seems like the scientists are going to be sleeping to get a long rest to recover from their journey. Chances are that they're going to be fully out for the next 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
So, you are free to do anything you wish. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do before the night comes?
I'm gonna keep actively working on my gloves just to fine tune and tweak and record data for the mana barometer that I had set up.
Sure thing. From what you can tell, after about an hour's more of travel, from around where you had grabbed the researchers from, the level of ambient magic is beginning to dwindle.
Yeah, you mentioned that it was beginning to dwindle when we were still, like, engaging with the fractals.
I believe I had said that it peaked during in that area with the fractals.
Yes.
Not that it has started going down, but it had plateaued.
Gotcha.
Me too.
So true.
Can I use the limited knowledge that I have to make a guesstimation of how large this specific mana storm was?
Go ahead,
Like,
especially because you have access to a GPS, and like a map of the amount of time you've been traveling. I would say make me this would be you can do Arcana or Investigation, but Arcana has the lower DC.
I have a +10 for investigation, where Arcana is only a +4.
Okay. All
All
right.
Dirty 20, nice.
Dirty 20, okay. As far as you can tell, given the fact that you've been traveling through this for about a day now, so it's been almost a full 24 hours since you first started feeling the effects of this, you haven't been able to get great readings. Excuse me.
And I was also asleep when
When it
the
started.
reading started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you didn't start your glove reading, because you didn't start your glove reading the energy the second you had entered it, your readings are a little biased towards the center. But especially with a little help from Basil gauging distances on a map, something that they have had to do quite a lot. What was your question specifically?
I wanted to see if I could get a guesstimation of the width of this storm.
Okay.
Knowing fully from the limited research that's been returned that sometimes the mana storms can move, so it might not be accurate. It's just a rough guess and using very limited amounts of knowledge.
All right, let me check something. So, because of the nature of the bus, effectively, you guys have been traveling at a fast pace for a full 24 hours. So, assuming, like, gauging and guessing, assuming that you passed through the very center of it, and that you didn't, like, passing through at a tangent line to the actual center of it.
Yeah.
This thing is probably something in the ballpark of like 34 miles across in diameter.
Oh, damn.
That's massive. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of package that knowledge away, and I have the knowledge now, so if anyone asks about it, I'll probably mention it to the scientists once I next speak with them.
All right. Is there anything anybody else would like to do in the meantime?
Hey, DM, can I search for the belongings of the scientists that we picked up?
How do you mean?
Basically seeing what they... Mostly just taking a look to see what they got, any information we can use.
Um.
Because you said they're kind of fully knocked out, right?
Oh yeah, they're like asleep.
R.I.P. ethics.
So Basil's basically just going through their shit.
You're just gonna rummage through their equipment.
Pretty much, yeah.
Between the two of them, they had a backpack left, and then maybe some whatever they might have had in their pockets.
Basil's probably just gonna go for the backpack. Make sure he doesn't take anything, but still look.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a investigation check then. Big 5.
Yeah, Basil doesn't even get to the door before someone just yawns really loudly, and he just slowly backs away.
Yeah, I should probably look through. Ooh. Oh, I forgot I'm not that quiet, and then you walk back out.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, Basil just says, "Yeah, not probably."
You go in, you slowly start to unzip it. One of them stirs as you're unzipping the bag, and you go, no, walk out. So
yeah, and Basil probably just continues to look outside, see if anything tries to follow them or something of the like afterwards.
Okay. Soren, what are you up to?
I imagine Soren would clean up after the quick meal that he made for the new recruits.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I think he even though he knows it's autopilot, it feels wrong to not be behind the wheel, so he's gonna man the front
Valid.
and just drive.
All right.
Because it doesn't feel right for an automated car to be driving itself.
Old fuck. So.
Old fuck, but valid reasoning.
Especially where you are right now. So that's Core is fiddling with their gauntlet and getting a gauge on the size of the Montage field. Basil decided not to look through their shit. Soren is manning the wheel. Hirieth, the thing you are doing is going to take most of the day.
Okay. Curious will probably be doing that activity.
Okay.
In relative privacy.
Do any of you want to... Sorry, let me rephrase that. Are you guys planning on doing watches on shift as usual?
I would say so, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So who's
Basil
first?
probably go first.
All right, Basil first.
Yeah, Curious will probably join him on first watch. Since outside of killing things and watching, she's not helpful for much.
Okay.
I go ahead and I go to bed early, just so that I can be awake closer to when the scientists are awake.
Easy enough. 18 perception check, good. Hirieth, if you want to give me a perception check.
Yeah, sounds good. Nat 20.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, first shift goes uneventfully.
Basil thought he saw something stir in the distance. Turns out it was just an optical illusion.
It was just a tumbleweed.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Oh shit, is that
Which
one of the... tumbleweed.
Ah, it'd be funny, honestly. I keep forgetting there's tumbleweeds in this area. Yes, tumbleweeds.
She tumbling on my weed till I'm...
Tumbling on my
Finish that joke?
weed in my Wild West.
Be right back.
Okay. Second watch.
Basil.
Basil and...
If I take a second watch, am I still able to get enough rest for the night to get a long rest?
I
I know we've kind of played it that way before, but also...
I will say... I will say if you want to take second watch, you can, but you will be asleep during the any of the initial conversations with the scientists when they wake back up.
I'll probably pass on that then and let someone else help with second watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, you look...
I can join second watch.
Okay. That's Basil and Soren then. Roll me another perception check. Big 12.
Yes.
16.
16? Okay. Thankfully, Watch 2 also goes by uneventfully. One thing that I will note, noticed especially during the second watch, something that Basil, you in particular notice as you've been awake the longest here, the gravitational anomalies are still present, but the mana bursts are no longer happening in your immediate proximity. Like, you can still see the flashes of light very infrequently, but they're distant, like very, very distant thunder, very, very distant lightning. And I guess the intensity and the frequency of the gravitational anomaly is beginning to die off as well.
It looks like we're finally getting away from the eye of the storm.
That's also assuming that we ended up in the eye.
I don't know. I suppose we did end up in the eye of the mana storm in particular because, well, given how many mana bursts, the literal gravitational area of the land quite literally being reversed, that sort of thing.
Oh shit.
I say that going kind of lessening the effect. I say we're getting out of the center area of it.
That's also assuming, though, that we actually passed through the direct center, because there's no guarantee of that.
Oh, this
Just
is
the area that we've passed through approximately puts the width of the mana storm at about 34 miles across.
Actually, may I roll a nature check
4.
for the actual mana storm? What I've experienced throughout my time.
It'd be less nature, more arcana.
Arcana, okay.
Well, it's straight up magic. A 6. Okay.
Basil's probably what Basil just said. He's probably pulling out of his ass.
You've seen one of these before. I think we did this before already, where you had rolled to see what you knew about them. You've been through one before, but the one that you were through was nowhere near as big or as intense. And mana disruptions like that manifest differently. Like, this one was bursts of disruptive mana and a gravitational disruption. There have been ones that you've encountered where it was just like something as mild as like a perpetual magic fog. And you've heard rumors of some that was like a perpetual mana storm, or one that just made it so sound stopped working within a mile or two of it. Like, it varies heavily.
Okay.
beyond rumor, you're not super familiar with them. Second watch goes by uneventfully, aside from noticing the change in severity.
Y'all assume that conversation happened towards the end of the shift so
Yeah.
that I can get up for the third shift?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Basil
I
probably
assumed.
just kind of, yeah. Basil finally just kind of clocks out for the night. Basically, just
Honk you, honk you, honk you,
Right.
honk you, honk you.
well, more like rattling of bones and just staring into the void vacantly.
Basil doesn't snore, they rattle.
Yes, Basil's rattles.
And last watch would be probably Core, and it might just be you by yourself unless you want to wake up Scoot to be third watch with you. Fair enough.
Kirith kind of made it a point to quarantine his ass into his room, so he hasn't really been seen since.
Fair enough.
Like, bathroom, of course, but that's kind of it.
One thing to note is that with Basil, when they're asleep, they're essentially just dormant, sort of like the elves' reverie. So they're still at least vaguely aware of their surroundings, but I would work it as their passive perception rather than any active perception check.
Which is a 16, by the way.
Yeah, it's still pretty good.
I'm gonna roll a d20 then for perception.
Go for it.
11.
Big 11.
I'm confident that I see nothing.
So true. Third shift goes by uneventfully. As the third shift ends, that is around the point where you start to see the sun rising above the storm on the horizon.
Above the storm? Like, the storm is obscuring view?
No, I mean the storm. The storm. Capital T-S, the storm that surrounds the isle.
Oh.
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 So it's like... ballparking, it's like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. then. Because my mental image of this storm is that this motherfucker's tall as hell.
It's not even that it's tall, it's the fact that it's a weird anomaly that's been noticed everywhere in on the isle, that it doesn't matter how close to shore you are, you can always see the storm on the horizon.
But how tall is the storm?
That's a great question. How tall is the storm?
Okay, let me phrase this in a different way. How much of the horizon does the storm cover? Because that is a quantifiable amount, not in, like, what is the exact unit measurement of the storm, but how much of the horizon is it covering?
Not much. It'd be the equivalent of, like, seeing a, how would I put this? Like, seeing a sailing boat miles offshore. Like, it's not taking up the whole of the horizon, but it's always there. Just a little sliver in the distance that you can always see.
Okay, that makes more sense. I'm gonna go and get our dinner prepped, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I think I mentioned that a few times about the fact that the
You definitely have.
the storm is always visible no matter where you are on the isle. Assuming it's not, like, actively blocked by things like buildings and shit.
SMFH render fog.
Kinda. It's a skybox. Damn, the skybox wild. Oh, and Maggie, I imagine you'd probably be finishing up your little project sometime an hour or so after you wake up.
Oh, hell yeah. Thanks, G.
Sure thing. It's not expert work, but
Was never meant to be.
Oh, I almost forgot. Okay, I'm glad that I remembered this. Let me know when Crow's back.
Will do.
I mean, they'll probably announce themselves, but
I like this music.
which one?
The techno one.
Oh, you can hear that?
Yeah, the techno one. Yeah, I heard that.
This one?
Yes, that one right there.
Oh.
What's the name of that track?
You shouldn't be able to hear that. Oh, it's probably because it's considered the same. It's probably considered the same application. Just it's pulled off to a different window.
Oh,
But no, it's here. Let me grab it for you.
yeah. Please do. I actually would like to take a listen to that track. Sounds lovely.
It's this one.
Ah, Mystify from Shady Cicada.
Shady Cicada's got some banging tunes.
Basil? Quick
Yes?
question. How often have you used the word concurrently in the last 30 days?
To be fully honest, I don't use that word a lot. And for the last 30 days, not really. May have due to like maybe 2 months ago or something.
You seem like a big vocabulary type of motherfucker.
I try to be, but sometimes vocabulary is not always the best suit for every application, you know.
Here, I have a bunch more stuff by Shady Cicada. Here's one that I like to use for heists.
The big one.
You know, whenever I'm running a Black Site campaign, I use maybe a little bit too much of the Payday 2 soundtrack for, like, mission sequences.
I mean, if it works, it works.
It does work.
Also, you should never feel guilty about overusing a video game's particular soundtrack for any kind of tabletop game, because this motherfucker, Chloe,
Hello.
has been using Skyrim music
Yep.
for D&D for as long as I've known her.
Almost a decade.
Yeah, almost a decade.
Almost a decade.
Almost a decade.
Don't think about that too long. It might hurt.
And
Ow.
headset's on.
Hi, I'm back. What's up?
What up, ho?
Well,
Oh,
welcome
sorry,
back.
Okay.
What'd I miss? What's going on?
Oh, there's a thing.
Care to elaborate?
Maybe.
No.
Please elaborate.
Expound for favor?
So true. So, Cor, you are taking the last shift alone, correct?
Had been, yeah.
Okay.
And you said that there was nothing going on today.
Yeah, nothing
Or
like
at least
nothing outside the bus or anything. However, there is a point directly after you begin your shift. Roll a perception check for me.
That's the wrong button.
22?
Natty 20.
20.
God
22.
damn! That's thematically
22,
appropriate.
baby.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, through my fucking headache clouded visage.
There's a point during the beginning of your shift where you're after you're like gearing up, getting all this stuff out that you would want to have ready while you're keeping watch. As you're leaving your room and heading down the hall, you catch a scent. It's hard to describe because it's not a smell per se, but you feel like it's almost like a sensation that your mind can only interpret as a smell. As you pass the extra room that the two scientists are sleeping in.
Mm-hmm.
And with a fucking nat 20 perception.
Smiley face.
For real. Especially because of the nature of the bus, with it being like soundproofed. The interior here is rather quiet, all things considered. It's as quiet as like a
Not the Killian Swamp Ass.
for real. It's as quiet as a solitary home in the middle of the woods. So it's not a huge surprise to you that you can hear the rustling of movement beyond their door. Not the sound of somebody walking around, but the sound of somebody moving under sheets, the creaking of a cot. And you can smell something.
Okay. Tell me, is the scent familiar?
Almost.
Is it familiar to something I've maybe smelled before?
Sort of. It's... How do I put this? It's like trying to remember a smell from your childhood. It's a smell that you know, but you cannot place it.
Okay.
But it's lovely.
Okay. Well, seeing as the smell is in the scientist's room, right?
Yeah,
Like coming from there?
seems it.
I'm gonna go ahead and just...
It smell. That kind of smelly smell.
It smells.
Smelly.
Smelly.
It smells.
I'll-
Smelly.
I'll investigate. I kind of want to check out how the scientists are doing, like, post-sleep anyway, so if I end up waking them up in the process, it's kind of okay.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to be loud, but I do have a +1 to stealth with a disadvantage because heavy armor, so...
So true. Opening the door, the smell of it immediately gets stronger. Not like the smell of, like, entering a home of somebody who just baked something. It's not like getting immediately hit in the face by, like, oh, somebody baked cookies. It's more like getting closer to something radiating heat, almost. You can see the two scientists, both of the doctors, laid out on their cots on separate sides of the room, and they both appear to be asleep, soundly at least. But they are visibly tossing in their sleep.
Okay.
Given the movement and that you've both witnessed and been somebody who has been kept not kept awake, but besetted on by nightmares in your sleep. That look of somebody who is in the middle of a very, very bad dream.
Okay. I'm gonna send you a DM real quick.
Sure.
Wow, we just spent 5 years waiting for Discord to load.
Yippee.
Because everything is fucking slow.
Code
I should have
flip.
just opened this on my phone.
Is your computer just like dying or?
Yeah, I'm on like a fucking 5-year-old Surface Pro that had probably been sitting in a warehouse for 3 years, and I'm running 5 different programs on 3 screens. Yeah.
Can't imagine why that would be making it struggle at all. That doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all.
Why would it do that? It should be fine.
It should.
That's weak shit.
Yeah.
My computer, it looks like John from fucking Green Mile right now.
What?
I'm tired, boss.
I'm tired. I'm so tired, boss.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Let's do it,
Green Mile is a good movie.
I fundamentally disagree.
Although it has been a long while since I've seen that movie, so maybe it doesn't hold up as much anymore.
I like the idea of Green Mile.
Oh, the idea of it's wonderful.
Like, the idea that not everyone is just like a bad person is one that I can thoroughly enjoy as a narrative trope within the context of a film.
Mhm.
However, that's a rough ass fucking movie, dog.
Fair.
I'm
They
just
will do-
tired of Tom Hanks.
Makes sense. Tom Hanks is in a lot of movies.
Throwback to the Simpsons movie. The government has lost its credibility, so they're borrowing some of mine.
Pretty much, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All I'm saying is that he got really excited to play racist characters. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of racist characters, Uncle Ruckus No Relation was a vocal stim for a very unfortunate period of my life when I was 13.
Oh.
You see, what y'all probably don't know about me is that I have Tourette's. And at
Really?
times my brain will just reiterate something I have heard.
That's rough, buddy.
Oh, God.
I was walking through a middle school hallway and went, Uncle Ruckus, no relation, in front of our theater teachers, who proceeded to call my mom and place me in ISS. It was awful.
God.
Okay, so that question answered. These two individuals both look like they're currently having a nightmare.
Yes.
Right? Tossing and turning. I'm just gonna... Just like kind of the desire to see people be calm and be settled. I'm just gonna go ahead and give them a little forehead smooch.
Okay. Come on, little forehead smooch, little kissy.
You?
Just kind of like reassuring maternal instinct, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Kind of get closer to their cot. The helmet folds back to reveal my face, reveal my head. Go ahead and just give a little smooch.
As they're tossing and turning, the moment that your lips hit their forehead, there's this immediate, like, almost a jolt that seems to go through their body for a second. And they stop immediately. And you feel this weird... God, the weirdest sensation. Like... It's almost like putting... The fuck? So true. It's almost like... It's like putting your lips to the edge of a warm cup of tea. And without realizing it, you sip. There's this weird rushing sensation, this intake of a warmth, of an energy. And the person underneath you, that shock of like rigid like muscle strain that seemed to overtake them for a moment relaxes. Like somebody who had been holding a heavy weight suddenly having all of it taken from them, and their muscles go limp. Their breathing steadies to something calm, measured. Something that was before ragged and afraid is now level and no longer tossing.
Well,
You
I do the same thing to the other of the two scientists.
and you do. And it's
A little bit of a smooch.
similar. It's
A little
similar.
bit of a tea sip.
But this one feels more like hot cocoa.
Ooh.
Okay, that is really nice.
Kind of once they're both settled, does the scent, that non-scent scent, the non-smelly smell that no longer smells smelly, is it gone?
Pretty much. It's still... It lingers slightly, like, I don't know if you've ever been to, like, Hot Pot, and, like, you can tell, like, days later that the shirt you used to go to Hot Pot was used for Hot Pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never been.
It is a very strong smell that even after days, a shirt can still smell like it. Not strongly, but you can tell.
Yeah.
I used to have fucking like perfume like that.
Mm-hmm. It's like if a scented candle had burnt out a day ago.
Okay.
It's there,
Then
but it's long gone, if that makes sense.
with that, the helmet comes back on over my head, and I steal out of the room quietly.
And you do. Feeling weirdly energized.
Okay. I go and start my watch now.
And you do. It goes by uneventfully. Well, aside from, you know,
That. Okay.
the dawn arrives. Dawn of the final day, as it were.
Oh no. Ben drowned, oh no.
Oh God.
Can it warrant?
Huh?
No. I was like, can it warrant? Like, can it not?
The sun rises, and so do most of the people who were sleeping for the night. After a while, the lady of the two scientists, the Dr. Loon, she comes down at some point and sits at the quote-unquote dining room table.
I have a couple of things spread out, mostly just recordings, and I'm still keeping an eye on the storm.
Yeah, you've got like you've got one of your gauntlets off and like sat upright like a like a phone leaning against a cup for watching a video, just like keeping track of the reading.
Nice.
Good morning.
She sits down across from you after grabbing something to drink. Morning. Is anybody else on the lower level at this point?
Yeah, Hirith will probably be on the lower level at this point.
Basil will be was already on the lower level, just keeping an eye out. He's taking care of the eggs that are in the nest of his bones.
Oh, right.
Which,
they seem to be going well. They seem to be safe and comfortable.
Lovely. Basil's probably just gonna do some precautions as he goes around the place, just making sure the eggs are comfortable and nice and safe.
I keep forgetting about the eggs.
I will not forget about the fucking nest.
As you shouldn't.
The thing.
How did the eggs deal with the sonic percussion of mana bursts?
Surprisingly, they tend to survive them pretty well.
You'd be surprised, especially considering that they're protected by both layers of vines and the fact that it's sound and not a blunt force impact. Thankfully.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, sound can still fuck up
spaces,
though.
But like it's
100%.
It was the equivalent of like being near a bolt of lightning hitting the ground. Like it's not pleasant, but it's not lethal unless you're almost in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much so, yeah. Basil did check to make sure that the eggs were okay because of the mana burst and whatnot, because
Yeah.
mana's all fucky-wucky.
They're fine.
But Basil probably sits down at the dining room table just so he can make the guests comfortable.
Sure. So Hiriath is around. Kor is at the table. Soren, where are you up to?
It's early in the morning. I'm probably
Making breakfast?
I'm probably making breakfast.
Yippee! Alright.
Probably like an egg stir fry.
Ooh. Simple but tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Everybody sat. You can tell, the moment that she sits down that, Dr. Loon seems to recognize a lot of the notes that you're making.
I go ahead and pass over pass over just like a map schematic where I've taken I don't even know what the fuck the material is called, but like a clear plastic paper where I've drawn sample mana storms of what it could be. And
like when you put a piece of really thin plastic over something and start drawing on it with dry erase markers.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Okay.
Laminate.
Yeah, laminate. Thank you.
So I have a couple of pieces of laminate that are set up with sample storms saying, I don't know if we pass through the epicenter throughout the process of this, but this is, any of what I've been able to glean is the potential poison shrinkage. 34 miles across from this point is my best estimate, and that's frankly really scuffed.
We were doing some rudimentary investigations onto the size of it and potentially where direction that it's moving, because it's not on a direct collision course with the site, but it's close enough to be warranted as a danger. So
Aren't most storms more like a danger to civilizations or whatnot?
Well, see, mana distortions like this, she seems like she's trying to simplify a very complicated problem in her head.
Actually, what is her... May I roll an insight on her to see what her impression of me is? Because I'm a talking skeleton.
Yeah, you got...
We did establish that you were considered non-lethal yesterday.
Yeah.
True. True, but still, talking skeleton covered in plant life. That's an interesting sight.
You had asked... I believe you had asked this last game when they had gotten in, and the brief conversation you had with them before they went and passed the fuck out. She at least did not seem to be particularly baffled by you, but the other guy, you're not sure. He's not currently here.
Okay. I will roll that insight whenever the other guy shows up, though.
Okay. She goes, mana distortions are... they're unpredictable, as many things that interact with mana are, but they're also rather useful. They tell us a lot about how mana interacts with the world around us. I don't know if any of you understand how mana tends to work when it interacts with living beings. She kind of looks around as if she was genuinely asking the question.
I mean, to give myself an example, mostly with plant life affecting my body and whatnot. It's weird. I can technically heal.
Right.
Hiriath is
trying to shrink into the background of a conversation she's not participating in. If that makes sense. Like, just trying not to get called on by the teacher.
I am.
And then Basil just looks over to Harif and it's like, is that new? Yeah. What? Maggie, please describe Harif if she's wearing that cloak or not, because I'm pretty sure that you were working on that thing.
She is wearing the fuck out of that cloak, yeah.
The cloak you made out of the fractal skin?
Yeah, it's not magical right now, but
It looks-
fucking cool.
It looks a little freaky. Like it at least right now it's not like tanned or anything, so it straight up looks like skin because it is.
And
Just
Basil, and when
wearing
Basil looks,
skin.
and when Basil looks over there, it's like, you know what? You actually look great in that, darling. Great job with the whole construction of that cloak. Sorry, but to get back to the whole explaining the thing, it's like it feels like I can feel the literal mana in my metaphorical veins from the plant life that's in me.
What were you saying here, yeah?
After being complimented, she promptly checks for her coin purse.
It's still there.
Thank God.
The lady continues. You seem to understand a bit about it, looking at, Core.
Yeah. My understanding is there's a distinction between individuals who are able to generate their own mana within their person versus individuals who are otherwise rendered victim to it.
Exactly.
Of course, referencing Wells, whose body fucking exploded by it, by having mana injected. But I'm not referencing that like verbatim. I'm just referencing the outcome.
Yes. She's clearly got really excited about somebody understanding her work.
This was a weird time where someone got turned into a dream creature.
That can
Nice
happen.
dude, by the way. Yeah, I met a few. They're nice folk.
Mana
Anywho, please go on.
Mana has a lot of things that can... It works differently depending on who's interacting with it. It's similar to how everybody's magic's a little different, right? No two persons' magic works exactly the same. It doesn't matter whether you're... Oh, excuse me. It doesn't matter whether you're in a tinkerer, artificer type, or if you're a sorcerer or a druid. Any type of magic is always different, even if there are only slight differences. And in the same way that people interact with magic differently, magic interacts with each individual differently. For instance, we have had a few people, she kind of stops in her tracks for a second, realizing what she was about to say. I'm actually not sure how much I can share with you. I know that I can share most details with Scoot, but as his escorts, I'm not sure about the legality of me sharing details. She seems to kind of think on that for a second.
Kiriev, wrapped in the skin cloak, will, for the first time, flew into the conversation and just kind of like look at the scientist and
Wrapped in the skin cloak. Fucking hate it here.
Are you just... What else? Are you just looking at her, or...
Just like, I really feel like, given the context, you should probably let the thinking, feeling magic folks, hear what you got to say. Because of the implication.
ominous. I can't give details, but I can give overviews. We've had people who have had different reactions to being exposed to large amounts of mana. We've had a few that have mutated because of it. We've had some that are sort of not. There are people whose bodies have changed, minds have changed, and there are some who have technically died and been converted themselves to mana, which is hard to explain.
I have a quick question about that last one.
Sure.
Do you understand how the dead work?
No. To be clear, my expertise is in the trying to find ways of producing mana. There are many ways of doing it. There are the fissures in the center of most cities. There are the sorcerers that I've mentioned already at some point, that generate their own mana, as you've said. But there are also things like the mana storms, the mana fields, these disruptions, the ones that we're passing through right now.
With that being said, care to go into how they got turned themselves into mana after death? Just some interesting interactions, like did they melt? That sort of thing.
Melt is a word. Most of the time these are things that we've encountered by people trying to interact with it against the advice of their superiors, but
basically lack of common sense. Understandable.
Exactly. Point being...
But continue.
Yes. Point being, mana's dangerous, and it's unpredictable. We're trying to figure out ways of making it more predictable.
You mentioned that there were different changes that go on within that can happen when exposed to large amounts of mana in a person's mind. Have you noticed any consistent trends in the way that people react to that much exposure?
As I've said, it depends. Each person who interacts with it is different. In terms of recurring patterns, I suppose the most common one is death. And I don't mean death and being converted to energy or anything. I just mean death. Most people who try to interact directly with that amount of mana that would cause a mutation or conversion or anything tend to just experience awful side effects of mana trying to act is the wrong word. React would be... It's like trying to put baking soda and vinegar into the same container. They don't like each other.
Reaction.
I've seen the outcome of such interactions. I work as an investigator in a mess.
Yes, most people who try to interact with mana, whether they try to drink it, ingest it in any way, there have been rumors of people trying to inject it into themselves as well, yes. Most of them have just died as a result of the mana bursts that we were seeing on the way in?
Yes.
That, but with a human body.
The glorious of the Resercia and gore exploding upon the...
Some of them...
From the inside out.
Some of them freeze to their core in a fraction of a second. Some immediately catch fire, some turn to ash, some explode. It's inconsistent, very dangerous, tends to not go well for anybody who tries to do it.
So how does your research influence our client?
My research specifically, Dr. Ern is a different branch of the same facility, but my particular research is with the production of magic, of mana. There are people, sorcerers, namely. Oh, geez, excuse me. That seem uniquely capable of generating their own energy source, which is incredibly valuable, because not only if you're capable of creating your own mana in a way, then that means that there are ways beyond just harvesting from the fountains. There are ways beyond just collecting the mana rain or trying to pull it from the air or the ground. Okay. So, we're trying to find ways of generating mana, trying to find how we can generate it. Sorcerers are one way. There's plenty of people who would be willing to devote themselves to research, which is what Scoot is doing, I imagine. As well as people who would like to be paid for it. There are plenty of people who would be more than willing to give up their magic just for a quick dollar.
I mean, sadly, money makes the land. I'm forgetting the actual expression, but money makes things happen.
It is what motivates a lot of people.
Personally, I don't need money. I only keep it because sometimes you just need ammunition for your rifle.
But yes, interacting with mana directly does not tend to go well for anybody trying to do it with their own flesh.
And what is Dr. Ern's specialty?
Refinement. Mana refinement. He works as in the refinement laboratory. He is the one that takes the mana that we produce and refines it.
And these teams, you mentioned that there were 24. Are they just a hodgepodge of individuals from every facet in your lab, or is there a specific weighting for each department? I'm purely curious as to
24
how these expeditions operate.
Oh, it's random. It's I think jury duty. Selected at random.
Oh.
If you've been selected, you're sort of left out of the pool for a while.
That's a weird way to do it, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, but it also avoids complaints.
You know what? Fair.
You're also allowed to volunteer. It's not like if you want to go, you're going to be denied. Though typically, most of the expeditions involve at least one of the heads of one of the departments, and there's usually a reason for going out. It's not just scouting out the surrounding area. It's usually for some sort of research purpose.
I would have to ask, were there any other heads with the research party that you were a part of that sadly were lost?
So far as I can tell, we had one head researcher for stars. I can't remember the particular branch they were at. I didn't speak to them much, but I know that at least one head was there. We had, I want to say, about 10 guard. and the rest of us were a combination of lower-level researchers or some of the volunteers, sort of like Scoot is.
Okay. I see.
We were heading out to do some research with how somebody, as sorcerers, might interact with a mana field such as this one. Just see the reactions for somebody who naturally generates mana in an area that is heavily saturated with it.
And I'm guessing you were not expecting to be the storm being so powerful.
We were not. We had some of our scouts had apparently miscalculated the exact size of it and the intensity of it. Ended up being caught in sort of the middle of it as it moved. And, well, fractals. So.
Actually, surprisingly enough, you remind me of something. I should probably let Scoot's mom know about this whole ordeal.
Excuse me?
Scoot's mother has asked me if I just give him some updates on how the trip's going, that sort of thing.
And who is that exactly?
I look at Basil. You backed yourself into this corner, man. You gotta get yourself out. Like, that's the expression on my face.
I am forgetting her name. She is a powerful...
No. To be clear, the way that she's saying this is that she does not appear to know the relationship between Scoot and Argent.
Scoot's mother. Scoot's mother,
said that already.
AKA, she was the one who set up this whole thing of getting Scoot over to your facility.
Argent is Scoot's mother.
Yes.
Oh! Fuck!
Yes!
You know Argent?
My boss! Yes!
Oh, this is gonna be fun!
Sorry. Not my boss. My boss's boss.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Stars, why did we have to have him come here? You know what? It's not my problem.
What type of complaint would you like to give to the lady on top?
None! Everything is... It's none of my business, really.
I will still have to inform that we...
The less I know, the better. Please.
I mean, I still have to inform her that we picked you two up on the way towards Sector 7, I believe is the place called?
Site 7.
Site 7.
Yes,
That
is fine.
Out of character?
I keep...
Sector 7 is Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah. Basil's making the confusions like that. It's like, I always keep mixing those two words up. I don't know why. But I'll let her know that we picked you up on the way, and we're getting close to Site 7.
Did you disperse? Like every man for themselves, just grab on a bike and get out, or did you distract? What was the intention?
Well, we were kind of asleep. Fractals aren't stupid. They tend to be ambush predators. You know, given the whole invisibility thing. So, the two of us had woken up, and half of the camp had already been gutted. We were the only ones close enough to the vehicles to be able to make it out alive.
So, to the best of your knowledge, the other 22 souls
are no longer with us.
Understood. Well, depending on timeline and we'll need to wait for information from Argent before we can make too many more decisions.
Understandable.
Very good call.
Namely, if we're being asked to go and investigate, to try to find information, or otherwise, if I'm allowed to perhaps sit in on some research.
Well, she seems kind of, she seems to kind of deflate for a second. Given the losses, I imagine they'd be more than willing to accept some help.
How did you sleep, by the way? Accommodations comfortable?
Very. Slept a lot better than I thought I would.
Okay. Out of character,
Lovely
since
to
Maggie's
hear.
back, I'm gonna just sidebar real quick.
What a...
Argent, Scoot's mom,
Yeah.
the doctor's boss's boss, also Argent.
Okay, yeah, no. All roads lead to Rome.
All roads lead to this
All
one lady.
Yes.
That is less
Yes.
impactful than maybe it should have been for
It's
any
not-
other character.
It's not impactful for us.
Yeah.
It's impactful for the scientists who suddenly are now going to realize that Scoot is, like, Argent's kid.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes!
I'm blowing up the child. Yippee!
Yes. And Basil is kind of on high alert now
Yeah.
that the researchers didn't realize this.
Yeah,
Shit.
keep in mind that, y'all don't fucking know who Argent is. You just know that she's apparently a very rich lady.
Well, we do now.
Yes, and Basil is probably just...
That would explain the money.
It would explain
Yep.
the money.
That would explain the money and why we're in a literal war bus.
But now that also answers the question, why, or that does, it brings up a question, why would you sign your child up for something that's this dangerous? I'm saying out of character.
Well, I mean, given the fact that Scoot is an adult and volunteered.
Still.
One day blindings do.
There is only one thing worse than a mana explosion: a child.
No!
I feel like if you're like the CEO of a company that's blowing people up, you wouldn't want your kid to sign up for the blowing people up project.
They're not blowing
Yeah.
them up. That you know of.
Aren't they? They kinda is, though.
I mean, not deliberately.
Technically,
No.
they're just morally... I'm expecting that
Hold
to
on,
just take
hold on.
examples of their blood or something.
Pause. What do you guys think is happening at Site 7?
There are 4 different types of reactions to mana exposure, including body changes, mind changes, individuals dying and being converted into mana, and the body experiencing mana bursts, which fundamentally fuck up a person's dead body. This is what
This is
you
some
told us
in abyss type
in the
shit.
last 30 minutes.
Well, I think those were just the listed adverse side effects because we were kind
Yeah.
of probing about adverse side effects.
Do you
Alright,
want to
alright.
ask why she knows this stuff?
I mean, it's kind of implied here.
I could safely assume.
You know what they say about assuming.
And I'm gonna do it again!
All right.
But probably, as Basil's probably going to ask, okay, so, how do you know how bad this gets with the whole death thing?
How do you mean?
Well, simply put, you kind of know a thing or two of how people have died to exposure to mana. A little bit more context to that?
I think
Oh.
he's being very polite about asking, "Are you blowing people up for fun?"
No. No.
I would just... Personally, I would assume that you're doing this in a safe and sort of manner of more or less giving people autopsies after the thing has happened to random corpses.
Yes, we're... people are allowed to volunteer or can be hired here. There's a reason that pretty much all of our subjects are sorcerers. The whole point of the research is mana production, mana refinement. We're trying to figure out ways of making mana and refining it. If we're not going to force people to try and become sorcerers, it's not only extremely
Insane.
illegal and unethical, it's inefficient.
You know, it's understandable. Sometimes you just got to look at your bottom line and say, it's more reasonable to be ethical than unethical, you know?
Well, I mean, you have to think, if the difference between putting out feelers for, hey, anybody who might want to get a good pay, a place to stay, and all you really have to do is just get poked and prodded a couple of times for people to figure out how you're generating your own mana, then yes, most people are going to do it. It's not much more difficult than a blood drive.
Okay, so I had a good idea what you were doing, so that's nice. To be totally honest, it's like, there was always a little bit of a fear of you were just strapping people to the wall and just draining them of their blood. But that's just that's more experience of trauma. But
No, we're very... No. The only people that we take more fluid from than we need to are people who either died of natural causes or were stupid enough to try and overuse the mana and, well, I don't know if you've ever tried to...
Boom!
If you've ever been in a room with somebody who cast Fireball. Not great.
Yes. That was a hell and a half to deal with that one ghost.
So, we end up with corpses, but it's usually because of people's incompetence, not unethical practice.
I
There are
go
a lot-
ahead and actively turn on my spells so that I have an absorb elements ready.
God, people die stupidly all the time. Like, you wouldn't believe this one guy, as Basil just starts going on a tirade if someone died in the most hilarious, stupid way possible.
So true. A little
And he had to deal with the after causes of the ghost.
Mm-hmm. A little after the story dies down is about when Dr. Ern finds his way back down to the first floor.
Now I roll the insight check onto this man, see what he thinks of me.
Go for it.
Yay.
I did warn you at the start that skeletons were not a massive anomaly here.
I know.
Like, sure, you're an
But
oddball.
he hasn't seen a talking skeleton before. As Basil responds, "Good morning, sir. How did you sleep?"
15 insight.
Basil waves his hand in a more or less of a waves his fingers around and he's just like, "Hello."
Basil fucking Jedi mind tricks them in.
Kind of, yeah. Basil is pretty. Knows a thing or two about just fucking with people.
But no, it seems like they're definitely off-put by your appearance, and the
Like this.
you are not the only talking skeleton you've ever encountered, but you are the only one that seems to have a mind of their own, if that makes sense.
Like it's a fully sentient being underneath the hood.
Like, most people who see you are just gonna assume that you're, like, just somebody's familiar, or, like, what's the word? Not thrall. Thrall.
Servant.
Servant, thrall, what's the difference? Anyways,
one, servants get paid.
And you're not?
You guys are getting paid?
Well, Basil's a fucking freelancer, baby.
You guys are getting paid? Anyways.
You guys are getting paid?
I mean, Basil's making sure he gets paid.
Dr. Earn comes down, just kind of waves at everybody. Morning. Sees that everybody is gathered around the table with shitloads of notes and, like, copies of readings from Core's meters, and just goes, "Did I miss something?"
No, I consider myself a bit of a scientist by practice, not by trade.
Right.
Mostly making sure the whole Mana Storm situation.
Right. Breakfast, yes, please. Just grabs a hefty plate full of the egg scramble that you're making.
Praise be to Soren.
For real.
Making all the food.
Which, by the way, Basil's counting the number of eggs that he looks into the cook and sees all the eggs are still accounted for. It's like, you didn't steal from me, good.
He grabs his food, sits down, wherever there's room at this point.
Basil makes some room for the dude, because the dude looks like shit.
Rude, but fair.
He does. Does he also look fairly well rested, though? Despite
Very.
his disheveled appearance?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why my brain stuttered with that one. Yes, the answer is yes.
Do you want more food?
No, thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm gonna go put away the lasagna real quick.
Ah.
I'll be right back.
No!
Just give me like 2 seconds. Chill.
This is so fucked up.
Yeah.
She's leaving
That's
us.
so fucked up.
Oh, fuck.
Well, how is Regent handling the situation of having two of her researchers basically disheveled and whatnot? Because Basil did text Scoot's mom.
Oh, Argent?
Yeah, Argent.
Oh, I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, I'm back. You can pull your head out of your ass now. Smiley face.
No, I think I'll keep it firmly stuck where it is. Thank you.
Okay, have fun with the smells.
So true.
Did I just hear someone sniffer?
Good God. Argent does not appear to be responding currently.
She's probably still doing her morning routine or something. I'll check in with her later.
Yeah. But yeah, you have notified her at the very least.
Of course.
Yeah, he sits down and goes, just shoves a pile of the eggs into his mouth, and just goes, "So what I missed?"
So turns out we're working for your boss's boss.
Bro fucking horps eggs in response.
No, just immediately starts choking on them.
Basil slaps his back just to get him to stop joking.
Sorry, say that again?
Yeah. So we were sent out to escort Scoot, our main VIP here, which is his boss. Your boss's boss is his mother.
Wow, I feel like that's information I'm not supposed to have. Yeah.
Have fun with the terror.
Have you also been having headaches?
Who are you asking?
The guy who just fucking groaned in pain, Caden Earn. It was an in-character being like, "Oh, you're also in pain?"
So true. Goes. He goes, "Well, I mean, I am now."
Never mind.
What's the, just gestures vaguely at the table with all the notes.
You're gonna have to actually ask a question if you want an actual answer.
It's all the papers. The scribbles and the map?
Yes, I was trying to calculate exactly how large the mana storm was from point to point, and my best guess is around 34 miles.
Fuck.
You're very much from a different brand of science.
Say that again?
I call them out on being from a very different brand of science.
Hey. He just kind of puts his arms up in like mock surrender. Just, hey, that's Dr. Loon's shit, not mine.
Mana refinement, correct?
That's the one.
So, how does that work within sorcerer targets?
Sorcerer what?
Better phrasing. I'm asking him, how does it work for refining within a sorcerer? Like, if you were to refine the existing mana
Oh,
production.
okay, sorry. I just didn't hear the last word you had said.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't remember what it was.
So true. He goes, well, we're not really working with, we're not working with the sorcerers directly. That's more her deal, pointing at, Seun. We just get the mana. We're in charge of, you know, refining it. If you're asking how that works, it's complicated, but I can try.
Try me.
Okay, in simplest terms, any mana generated or harvested is always going to have impurities, right? Same thing as water. You're always going to have some shit floating in it. It's never going to be completely pure water unless you're trying to make it pure, right? So, same deal with mana. A lot of the time when it's pouring out of the ground, you're going to get lots of bits of sand, dirt, debris, things floating in it, flotsam, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're going to have impurities. My job is to take whatever mana that we can find and find a way of making it more pure. As of right now, we've never really gotten anything above, like, you know, a specific point be 90... I want to say 99.6 or 7% purity? No, sorry, 97.6. I'd have to look at my notes, but they're kind of torn up by fractal claws.
Out of character, can I check my notes from the Session 2 basement from Wells and see if I can offer a value?
Do you want to look through it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're asking as a player, go for it. If you're asking as in character, then yeah, I just have you remember it.
I was not given a number. I'm just trying to see if I can flex on the man based on the information that was in the basement.
Oh, incredible! Roll me straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence? What about gay intelligence?
So true.
+4. 13 in total. Probably not.
13 total? You know that he's in the ballpark.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll have to go back and look at session 2 because I vaguely remember notes talking about the percentages, but I don't think I wrote them down because my brain didn't attribute them as being important. I was also, though, watching Breaking Bad at the time. Not during the session, but around then.
So true.
Where they're talking about percentages, so I don't know which one's from which, ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I know that I have a note somewhere in my clusterfuck of notes that tells me what the exact percentage is, but I'd have to go and hunt it down.
Yeah, I'll go and rewatch episode 2.
So true.
Or 3.
Something. We'll find it. It's fine.
Oh.
But he continues, which is, all things considered, very concentrated mana. Anything of that purity is going to be... Anything of that purity is going to be functionally perfectly pure for most things. When it comes to use in magical items, the production of things like potions or enchantments onto things, it's functionally not very different. It's sort of like how some of the combustion engines don't care much between, you know, the different grades of fuel.
We'll kind of scribble something down in a notebook real quick.
So true. But in the same way that we're always trying to find new ways of fighting disease, or finding better ways or more efficient ways of purifying water for drinking or for keeping things more efficient for power generation, we're always trying to find ways of improving the things that we already have. That is my job. Trying to get us from 97.6 to something like 97.9. You know, ideally the closest to 100% we can get would be best, but you'd be amazed at just the difference in the purity of 99 or 96 and 98 can be.
I mean, it makes sense. You're talking about a difference of half at that point. Relative from one to the other.
Depending on how it's used and depending on if it's diluted at all. Because mana can be diluted with other things. Depending on what it's used for. Sometimes it can be diluted in potions or can be mixed with other materials to make it easier to enchant things with. Either way, tangent. Point being, the more concentrated it is, the more powerful it is, the more dangerous it is. Which is part of the reason why so much of this research is being done way the fuck out here. And he's just gesturing vaguely to the expanse.
I mean, makes sense. You don't want an explosion in the middle of a populated area.
Bingo.
It's safety, really, and it's understandable why it's so far out.
Who... Is there a company that oversees Site 7, or is Site 7 independent?
Dr. Loon goes, a bit of both, really?
Kind of gesture my hands as if to say, expound.
She continues, well, it's... Our boss is the manager of this site, and... Oh, excuse me. Her boss is the one who, I believe, technically owns it, in terms of dealing with finances and the hiring of, well, not hiring of people, but paperwork, things like that.
She...
So one person owns the building, another person manages it.
More or less, yes.
And the person who owns the building or buildings, presumably plural, considering this is site number 7, that is Argent.
You would be amazed how many people don't pick up on that. But yes, there are multiple sites. This particular one is run by, making sure that I'm fucking getting it right, hold up. This one is run by Tidy.
Sorry, it's run by what?
Tidy. T-I-D-Y, like the word tidy.
Okay. We add that as a new notation.
You'll know her when you see her. Trust me.
That's ominous as fuck.
She tends to be. But we do good work, and she's scary as hell, but not sure I'd want anybody else protecting this place.
And for clarity's sake, and there's no other company that has any sort of sway or influence over Site 7 in any way. No partnerships or deals or extraneous sources.
Not to my knowledge. I have to be honest, I'm not exactly sure where the funding is coming from, but I get paid and I love my work, so that's really all I care about. People aren't getting hurt.
Understandable.
We're furthering the pursuit of knowledge, and, you know, the pay's good, so.
Honestly, that sounds like a genuinely lovely life.
It is. You know, especially when room is included.
Then you have gotten everything that you need for life.
Pretty much. Again, there's a reason why we don't need to force people to come here. I think it's about... I think it's about this point where, Soren, I assume at this point, as everybody's, like, finished eating, you're back at the wheel.
Yep.
According to the GPS, you should be about to see Site 7, just past a series of, what are they called? Like, what are the things in, like, the desertous maze... Say again?
I was gonna ask hills, but...
No, not dunes. I'm trying to think of the areas with, like, the I think it's mesas where they're the, like, big rock formations that are smooth as fuck because of, like, sand and air blasting it down over time.
Yeah, that's a mesa.
Okay, thank you. Like, according to the GPS, there's a, like, handful of, like, those rocky formations that you see that form in these mesa areas that the site should be just around. Seems like off to a little far ahead of you and off to the left there seems to be a sort of like plateau area that rises, you know, a few 100 feet or so into the air.
I'll just yell to the back, "Hey, we're heading up on the site!"
At this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm probably boxed in to the booth at the moment. So I'm just going to jump up the side of the wall of the bus and walk across the ceiling to go and look out the window.
That's great. Looking out the front, according to the GPS, it should be just around these little rock formations and should be seems like it should be somewhere along that rock face.
You know, in hindsight, it kind of makes sense how we ended up having the address for this place.
Basil kind of raises his finger and it just like, you know what? Yeah, it actually makes a lot of sense.
I go ahead and I look at I bring up like a holographic version of the map for this area, and like the topography does not declare that there's any sort of like it's like, it's not that we have like a satellite up in the air, it is that this has been mapped as we go.
Yeah, kind of. The plateau that you see, like this, there is this big like section of rock and stone that kind of juts up out of the ground, that is visible on a map. It seems that it's quite a few miles across, but it's not marked by anything.
It's just a place, TM.
Yeah, it's just, you've seen probably, 20 of these things of varying sizes on your way here. There's
casually finding one amongst the rest.
You've
not
seen
an easy task, even if my eyes did work.
Yeah, you've seen shitloads of like smaller cliff faces, like rock outcroppings, smaller plateaus, straight up valleys, not quite like Grand Canyon scale, but like obvious like things that were carved into the ground by either like creature or weather. Like, it doesn't stick out to you at all. But according to the GPS, you're about 10 minutes from it.
Yeah. Did it move?
Say again?
I made a joke about it getting Evan moving.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and gather up my notes and kind of, since most of the stuff that I have is going to end up in scans anyway, I mostly just made, like, paper copies, or, like, physical copies so that I had an easier time scanning it.
It's easy enough to do.
At that point, like, yeah, whatever's left is all just, like, papers and stuff, so I just kind of find an out-of-the-way spot to tuck them and just shove them into a forgettable corner.
So true. Anything else you'd like to do before you arrive?
I'm gonna make sure that Scoot is still in his room.
He is, and appears...
We have not let that man out for the entire trip of this whole thing.
Nope. He appears both there and well, if extremely bored.
I'm gonna hand him a dagger.
A knife!
No!
Here, kid. You acted well. And then I will leave and lock the door behind me.
You did bring him food, right?
Yes. That's Prisoner 101. Escort 101.
That's Basil's not a prisoner. They are an escort.
Scoot's just in there like, did I just get given a dagger as a good noodle star?
Basil actually unlocks the door. He's like, we're actually almost here at the Site 7.
Oh, finally!
I'm sorry that we kind of kept you in this whole ordeal. It's like, we had to make sure you were safe, that sort of thing.
Visible, agonizing boredom.
I do apologize for the literal deadly boredom that you are facing.
How many fucking scratch marks are in the wall?
Can I?
You can't count them.
Damn.
May I try the roll perception C to try to count them all?
You can't count them because they aren't there.
I'm pretty sure Scoot just played games on his phone.
You have games on your phone.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Probably texting his mom, telling telling her that you guys have been keeping him prisoner.
Well, so much for the tip.
So true.
I mean, Basil has been honest about it as well. It's like, hey, we've been just keeping him in his room, that sort of thing.
So no head? I mean tip?
Oh.
Basil was not expecting a tip. Basil's just doing his job.
So true. So, any last minute prep conversation, anything before you arrive at your destination?
Yeah, Basil's just gonna straighten out his back and just kind of go up front and just make sure anything that would seem to happen up front, he'll be ready for.
All right.
Which, by the way, as Basil does straighten himself up, you notice that Basil's a fucking tall ass motherfucker.
Big.
Yeah.
May think called a cryptid for nothing.
If he was taller, he would be considered a large creature.
I think objectively speaking, I don't know that Cor would notice just how big Basil is.
Because everybody's so big to her.
Small. Yeah.
Yeah, like what's the difference between?
She stands at 3 foot none.
Realistically, what really is the difference between the Eiffel Tower and the Burj Khalifa to an ant?
Pretty much, yeah.
Bing bang.
Couple days worth of walking.
But Basil, how big is the ceiling in the bus on the first floor?
Tall enough.
Tall enough for Basil to just barely touch it.
Yeah, it's built to be accommodating to most of the variance in race sizes, but I mean, you can only
Basil's
do so
not
much.
Usually, yeah,
the
Basil's
A
not
in adjustable seats is capitalized.
What?
Adjustable.
Okay. Anyways, so Cora's getting her papers together and scanning them. Basil is standing up.
just kind of stretching out a little bit.
Soren, what are you up to?
I'm just driving the car, making sure that it gets to its fucking destination.
So true. It's, I think around this point that Dr. Loon sits up in the front and starts giving directions, because you notice as you start approaching the plateau, there's no visible entrance.
So,
Hiriath, what are you up to?
Looming over Scoot's shoulder.
Ominous. Understandable.
We are in the last 10 minutes of this fucking journey. If that little bastard manages to get lost between here and there, I'm gonna lose it.
So true.
Look. He's probably not gonna get lost. Hell, he's sitting probably in the front seat next to me or something. Who knows?
which means that Hiriath is looming behind you.
Exactly.
But yeah, Dr. Loon is starting to like point out an area you should head to, which is hard because giving directions on a relatively featureless cliffside is kind of hard to do. However, there is a point where I would probably say who's actively in like the front, because I know Soren is driving. Dr. Loon is in the passenger seat, currently giving directions.
I'm hanging upside down from the ceiling, looking out the window.
So true.
Basil's probably up front as well, making sure everything's okay, see if he needs to do anything up front, that sort of thing. Like, he is up in the front area, but not trying to be a problem.
Okay. I would say then, Basil and Soren, especially as you guys are trying to, like, Soren you're driving, so you're more aware of your surroundings, and Basil because passive perception. The two of you
Go ahead.
would notice, as Dr. Loon is giving directions, in the direction that she's trying to, like, point to, there is there's a figure. Seems like a person out there. Somebody wearing a very heavy cloak. They seem to be about 100 feet off at this point towards one of the walls of the... Or sorry, a couple 100 feet off. Seemingly very gently leaning against one of the walls. Or, the wall of this little plateau here, of this, like, cliff face. And there's a point where this figure sees you. You don't get any... What's the word? They don't appear threatening, but it's hard to put into words, but you can tell they see you.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
For real. You can see the figure look down at something, and there's a pause, and then Dr. Ern, there's like a chirp near him, and he goes, "Fuck! Oh God, I'd forgotten it." Like pulls down the sleeve of his shirt, and he's got like this little bracelet, the little communication device. Presses his other hand to it. That's the boss. She sees us.
That's tidy.
Dr. Loon goes, "Yeah, just be..." She seems like she's about to say "be careful," but before she can say it, Basil and Soren, the two of you see this figure lift one of their hands up and snap their finger. And you feel it. There's a sudden odd rumble underneath the bus. This, not dissimilar to the sensation of one of those mana bursts that you encountered, but instead of it just shaking the ground, you feel the ground start to rise slightly under you. And in the space between where the cloaked figure is standing and you, directly under the bus, starting from under the bus and winding slowly, a meandering solid stone path just seems to shift and congeal from the dust and sand of the expanse, moving towards this figure.
I suppose they're giving us the red carpet treatment, as they say.
One thing I'd like to note, and I think this is probably something that probably only Core would notice. That wasn't an enchantment. That wasn't a, like an illusion hiding a path. That was fucking transmutation magic.
So we're dealing with a reality warper, got it.
There's only so many different... Okay, meta knowledge here.
Sure.
There's only so many different spells that can deliberately shape the earth.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the 6th level stone shape.
Mm-hmm.
And another one could be construed as simply as fucking magic disc.
Mm-hmm.
Given the shaking, could I understand that this person is a very high level magic user?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Yeah.
Transmutation woke. So true.
Hell yeah.
So, accepting the red carpet treatment. The bus starts rolling a little more smoothly. Not that it wasn't before, but you can, Soren especially, as you're driving, you can immediately tell, like, the difference between trying to drive on uneven dirt road and suddenly having pavement beneath you, essentially.
God, not only a fucking strong-ass magic user, but paving the road is a fucking flex.
Yeah.
God damn it. Tom, please. Rolling up closer. So true. You can see the person standing, appears to be standing like directly off to the side of this little path that they've created for you. Dr. Loon goes, pull up closer, but please don't hit the wall.
You might want to slow down a bit, Soren, just to be safe.
I know how to drive. Shut up.
I can't wait to hear the sound of grinding.
I'm sorry, but we're nearby a literal a literal wall of rock here. I'd rather
I'm sorry.
not be
Who
hurt.
here has a driver's license on this bus?
Yeah, I can't say shit. I can't see.
Also, it's established that it's a lie. Uriel does not have a license.
So true.
It is in the mail.
Pulling up in front of the cliff face next to the cloaked figure. You see both Dr. Loon and Dr. Ern kind of lean forward in their seats so the cloaked figure can see them through the driver's side window.
Can I roll for insight? What this cloaked figure thinks of fucking Basil?
Not quite yet. You can't even see their face.
Okay, fair.
They take a moment to look at both of the doctors and waves a hand, and a large section of the plateau's cliff face suddenly just like presses in, sort of like not. God, I'm trying to think of an example of like a real life example of what this looks like. Honestly, it's not unlike a garage door opening. Just a large section of the cliff face just presses in slightly, and this starts sliding up. This just grinding sound of stone can be heard as it lifts up, and there's a rather large entrance to pull the bus into with more than enough room to spare. And on the inside, you can see that a section of this plateau has been hollowed out. Not a massive area, but it seems a sort of a small parking area, a small parking lot has been created on the interior of this little, this little cliff here. driving in, pulling up to a spot, you can immediately feel the difference. While there are lights overhead, like genuine lights, like both like electrical lights overhead, keeping the area on the interior well lit, you can immediately feel that like pressure difference of like going from outside in an area that is extremely windy and full of dust and debris getting kicked around and suddenly being indoors. That weird pressure shift, especially as the cloaked figure walks into the pathway that they seem to have created and the wall shuts behind them, completely sealing the exit. You're here.
I would like to hide my remaining dagger on my personage.
Understandable.
Basil is just cracking his back, and then it just goes, basically stands completely straight up.
Imagine when Basil leans too far over, it sounds like someone rubbing styrofoam.
Actually, it's more sort of like weird plant rustling when he just kind of cracks his back a little bit, like the leaves on his body kind of rattle a little bit.
Does it kind of sound like a house creaking but quieter?
A little bit like that, yeah.
Both
the
of the
noise changes every time.
Both of the doctors head towards the door, and Dr. Earn goes, "We'll head out first. We'll explain the situation that happened with us, and, well..."
Understandable. You got some explaining to do, and we'll gladly wait for your explanation to happen.
Thank you. We'll,
Basil opens the door for the both of them.
Thanks.
After you do.
It's actually just me pushing the button that opens the door like a bus driver.
And Basil just perfectly timed that shit.
Cern was watching the entire time, so the dramatic opening of the door was timed correctly.
That's
so a coincidence.
That's a class feature right there.
So true. The two of them leave the bus, easily seen through a couple of the windows, conversing with the cloaked figure. A handful of words are shared, and after
while...
Go on.
Can I try to listen into this conversation?
Not if the door is closed.
No, the soundproofing in the bus.
Okay.
I am going to, though, also, kind of with the door closed, just say, yeah, so that's a person who doesn't mind blowing an extensive amount of mana to be able to cast spells, so it's wise to not piss off Tidy.
I mean, that's what I kind of expected, really. Honestly, I'm impressed that they actually rolled out the red carpet for us. It's quite a nice treat. I never get.
They didn't roll it out for us. They rolled it out for Scoop. They knew that we had someone important coming.
I mean, fair.
Don't forget that from this point on, we're disposable.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I know I was figuring that it was disposable in this scenario, but it's still nice to have a little bit of the IP treatment, even if it's just association with someone else.
It should be noted, DM, that I did upload all of the documentation that I made and notes that I took up to Evie's, documentation. So, the knowledge that I have here is now in the investigative service.
Could you say that again? My brain did not process what you said.
I took notes on everything that was talked about with the scientists. I took notes on all of my shit. I sent it all to Starry.
Got it. Understood. The text response that you get is the equivalent of a noted. She's not one for a lot of words when there's research to be done.
Yeah, no, I know. I just wanted to make sure it got into Starry's hands before we went into what is presumably a no contact area, and I wanted that to be established.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
And oh yeah, Basil probably let Regent Regent.
Argent.
I keep forgetting her name. Argent. I keep forgetting her name. Probably let Argent know that.
What's up?
I don't know how to spell it.
I don't know how to write.
Thank you, Crow. Thank you, Crow, for how spelling it. Argent.
Gotcha.
It's an actual word, by the way.
I know, but I know. That's the hard part, because I'm not good with writing down words and when sounding them out. That is my one weakness. But
noted.
But Basil probably let Argent know that they're finally here. Your son's safe. We'll probably return the bus back in the next few days.
Short for Argent. Short for Argentina. Fuck off, would you?
I'm sorry, but that's their new official name now.
You get the text. You. God damn it. You pretty much just get a thumbs up emoji as a response.
Well, I did my job.
So true. You also imagine that Scoot has probably been in pretty constant contact as well.
Well, he hasn't
100%.
exactly had anything else to do.
Yeah.
I mean, completely fair.
Talk on his phone, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like, hey, the dude was safe. We did our job.
Oh, God.
Pretty much. Scoot's just been playing Blatro this entire time, and that's
For
just
real.
funny. But
Occasionally,
yeah.
occasionally playing Plague Inc. when he gets bored of it.
Oh my god.
a little bit of Soul Knight as well, just for the variety.
For real. So, after a minute or two of conversation, the two scientists seem to head off towards a couple of doors set into the surprisingly. How do I put this? The interior of this area here, on the the direct inside of this cliff face, it just straight up looks like a level of a parking garage.
Basil's worst nemesis: parking garages.
There's a bunch of other vehicles here. It doesn't look super full of vehicles, but there's definitely quite a few here.
Are we allowed to get off the bus?
Honestly, yeah. But Basil probably probably got off the bus at one point after they were leaving, and just takes a flamboyant bow towards Tap.
Toward
Tidy?
Tidy.
Tidy. I'm bad with names sometimes.
Towards Tap?
As
I
in
don't know.
detective?
What's up, Maggie?
Would it be possible for us to kind of call session here now that it's 9?
Yeah, probably for the best.
Fair enough.
Because I kind of gotta go ahead and get in bed so I can be at work in the morning.
Yeah,
Understandable.
we should probably cut it here and deal with the interaction with the boss
Mm-hmm.
next time.
We'll start with conversation with Tidy next session. Fun.
Good game.
Good game. Thank you for running it.
You are
Thank you.
welcome.
Is that how you spell?
No,
Is that how you spell?
tidy. Like,
Okay.
tidy.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Tidy.
Like,
It sounds very similar, but it's a very different word.
I know, and that was kind of confusing me a little bit. Like I said, sometimes words don't completely go through in my brain. Especially
Understandable.
when it's always been a problem since I've been a kid.
But yeah.
Relatable.
End recording.